I was saying in the last one, I said we gotta make another one because it's getting too long to post. You know, my father, he built motors, he built cars, he built all kinds of stuff. Gotta find where I'm going. I think I'm going in the right direction. Yeah, yeah. But I always kind of get drifting away coming down this way. Yeah, I'm passing the airport. I'm right in the Duke right now, so which is really cool. Like I said, my dad used to build motors, and he used to work at one of the dealerships in the east end of Toronto. And you know, he's built a lot of bike motors. He taught me how to rebuild a bike from top to bottom. He taught me how to rebuild 350s, 327s, 427s, 455. 1200 Toyotas, 1800 Honda motors, knucklehead, panhead, Maxim Yamaha 650, 1100 Night, not a Night, yeah, Night, I think it was a Nighthawk 1100, rebuilt one of those, VMAX, we did a VMAX, that was stupid crazy. We built this VMAX and my dad poured and polished it. Oversized rings and pistons, and did the crank and the main bearings. It was quite a kick-ass bike. I mean, Jeff Gale, I talked to Jeff Gale, I'm probably going off track, but it's alright, it's my life, you know, and I want to be open with you and tell you some of the crazy stuff I did, you know. I phoned, or Jeff Gale called me yesterday, asked me if I was alright, because I've been having some stuff going on. You know, and he phoned me yesterday. I love Jeff Gale. My dad gave him a reference to get in with the TTC 29 years ago. And he's been working 29 years with the TTC. He's doing awesome. I'm so friggin' proud of him. You know, I'm so proud of him. And Teresa, too, his wife. She's a beautiful woman. And they're from the Schwa. Well, Jeff's from Scarborough, but she's from the Schwa. So they're good people. Everybody from the dirty Schwa is okay. Well, there's a few assholes out there, but most of the people I know out there are pretty solid. You know, the Schwa. The Schwa. I even got that on the back of my vest. I've got Hogman and Oshawa, Canada on the bottom of my vest. You know, I got a lot of good memories there, man. I got a lot of good memories. The old man, we moved there, when we moved to the Schwa, I was about 13 years old. I think, no, I was in grade 6, so I was 11 years old. And I lived there, I got my driver's license there, and, you know, partied out there from the time I was 14 or whatever until I was 21 or around 22, you know, and I went hardcore, you know. A lot of good people. And I ended up in a place I didn't want to be for 3 years. It was good. I got 3 squares in a cot. It was okay. I had a wicked gym. I got real good shape. I went from 289 in there down to about 237, and when I came out of there, I was in pretty good shape. You know, I was in real good shape. I'm a big boy. You know, and now I'm just older and built for comfort, not speed. Yeah, I can still go fast. I just gotta be on one of them couches on wheels, you know. I'll get there, you know. I was talking, me and Rhonda were talking, and, you know, and before she was really scared for me. She was really scared for me. She thought, you know what, you gotta hang your vest, man. You gotta hang your vest. And I mean, I was kind of on the same page after losing all, you know, Chili and Angelo and Betty and Queenie. Like, man, that's 4 main people in our ministry that all gone within a year. You know, that's a heavy hit, man. I mean, guys in the PTMC, I'll give a shout out. I love you guys, man. You know, Shag's crew, man. You know, I'm big, man. I miss and love you, man. And T-Bone changed my life. Big time. Because I was in the hospital with Bev And I don't know whether Bev, I really don't know whether Bev talked to him from the hospital or not. They dragged me out to Delaware Speedway, and I watched the boys run around the track and do burnout competitions. And I was in the stands, and I was with the boys, and they were all doing security at Delaware, man. You know, and then, the boys there dragged me down to Mike and, I'm sorry, my brain's, and his fiance's, I'm just so lost in emotion. I'm having a hard time remembering people's names, man. It's tough, but we're putting her back together. This is what I'm saying. I want you guys to listen, and I want you guys to listen good. That you know what, where you are, and what your position was. You know what, you're trained to do it. God has called me to get with Jimmy Hill and Sideshow and a few of the other people in this ministry and put this back together. Sheila Gordon, one of the co-founders, and one of our famous, one of our best radio jocks. I've got a call out there to Sheila. Get in contact with me, and I got a call out there to all you Christian bikers or Christians that have radio shows. Look at Richard Fraser, make us proud. Much love. He's got a radio show. It doesn't even matter what network. We share this because it's about God's love. CFJ Radio. Search it up. It's on Spreaker, not Speaker, Spreaker. Search it up. Search up Crusaders for Jesus Christian Internet Radio, and you'll get to it. And you download Spreaker, you'll be able to listen to all of our podcasts. You'll be able to listen to Angelo, who's gone. You'll be able to listen to Queen Bee's show while she was still alive. Queen Bee's show the night of she died at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and they did a show in memorial of Bev. Also, if you check out all the YouTube stuff that I've got on there, if you go to Memory of Queen Bee and follow that, Bill Slack was so kind enough to tape and broadcast her last ride. And you'll see my little Acura, and the bike you read directly in front of that is me. And in front of that is the people that Bev loved. The Iron Sirens, Riding MC for Riding Club. Sorry, not MC. I don't think they're an MC yet. Maybe they are. But Riding Club for Chicks. I give a shout out to Princess and the D and all the girls out there. Much love from me. And all of us at the Apocalyptic Disciples and Crusaders for Jesus, we always send our love and care and prayers out to you. And all the boys in London, you know who you are, all of you. I don't have to, Horseman, Queensman, I could give names of 100 clubs that are out that way. First Cav, Everton and Tom Braxton, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on, and even going down into the States, like Ace, my buddy Ace from Lowlife, MC out of New York. Ace is a dear close friend of mine who I love dearly and pray for him every day. He's got some issues with his legs. I don't know. He's ex-military vet. I always pray for Ace. He's got some issues, some real hardcore issues with body function and injuries that need to heal. That's a tough deal. It's a tough deal when you get injured and you have to deal with those injuries or inflicted with some sort of illness. It's a tough go, but you know what? We're all fighters and we all support each other. And I always give a shout out to Dawson. Dawson, you touched me more than I could ever tell you over messages or over the phone. I'd need hours to tell you where you touched me and what you drew out of me. There's stuff in me that's been just buried since I was busy, not caring for doing any self-care because I was too busy caring for other people. And, it's important. I remember when I was in London. I don't get off track, Dawson. I love you. Much love and respect. You got a friend for life, man. You got a friend for life. You know, we're brothers. I already feel it. You know. Anybody that God puts in my life that makes a drastic change in my direction that fast. The last person that changed my life like that was Angelo. You know, the first person that changed my life, the first ministry that changed my life, it was called the Bude CSSM. And it was a Christian ministry that ran out of Bude. And it was basically for tourists, but locals went as well. And that's why the ministry ran all year round. And they're beautiful. They're beautiful, beautiful people. That's where I accepted the Lord. I accepted the Lord when I was probably 5. You know? And I used to sit there, and I mean, I learned about Jesus when I was a day old, probably while my dad and my mom were preaching it to me in their belly, you know. And I talk about walking away, I moved away, like probably at about 13 or 14, I started smoking cigarettes, I started drinking. And then 14, I started smoking dope. And then by the time I was 17, 18, I was snorting blow, you know. By the time I was 22, I was, doing the occasional junk, and, it was just going in the wrong direction. But for the grace of God, I got in trouble. And I remember, and I'm going to, I don't know, I'm not going to let you use it against me. I ended up getting some federal prison time. And I remember being tossed around on the Goose. That was what we called the bus, and they were getting for a bed, and we went from Quinty Detention Center, which is right by the penitentiary. And then we went up to North Bay, and we picked another prisoner up. And then we went from there, we went to, I can't remember where we went there, somewhere in North Kenora. And then we went back across to Sudbury. And then we went back to freaking Kenora. And then we went back to Thunder Bay. And then we went back over across almost into Ottawa. And then we went back to Milton. I was on this bus for about 3 weeks. We got a cot in each, but we were a lot of traveling on a bus, sitting in shackles, hand shackles, waist straps, and feet ankle shackles, in greens. I don't know what color they are now. They're probably pink and yellow or something. They look like they're crossing guards, these orange jumpsuits that they put them in. I guess it's so you can see them from a distance if they jump, bail, or run away or whatever, right? I ended up in a camp. I was very fortunate. I started going to church. And, I started hanging out with a few of the black guys. They were called the Biffle Club, and they used to Black Inmates Federation or whatever. And, I hung out with them for a while. And you know what? They were all solid guys. I give a shout out. I haven't seen them in years to Dirk Baptiste and Anthony Mortimer. Anthony Mortimer started, me and him started Ex-Cons and Friends for Drug Awareness. It was just 2 inmates. We had shirts made. Me and Anthony had shirts, and it was just a guy holding the bars in by, and we could, you change your life by you changing your attitude and sharing how bad things are and changing people paying it forward. Going to high schools and going to public schools and talking about the dangers of drugs. I'm not necessarily about God, but just talking about the nature of the disease of addiction. You want to know a little bit of history about my addiction counseling? I learned in jail. I took a course while I was in jail, and I learned about addiction. And